What is up, my veggies? My name is VTR, and welcome back to another movie review. And since Scoob just came out 2 days ago, let's not review it, because we're reviewing Scooby-Doo and Arabian Nights. I did buy Scoob, though. I bought it, and I am going to be reviewing it very, very soon. But I want to try to at least get most of these Scooby-Doo movies done first, because I want to review every Scooby-Doo movie in order. Yeah. So Scooby-Doo and Arabian Nights is definitely my least favorite of the bunch so far. The fact is, the first bit of it, it's a Scooby-Doo story, but it's definitely not a Scooby-Doo story. There's no monsters, or there's nothing like that. There's no mystery, there's nothing like that. Which is a little disappointing, because a Scooby-Doo set in Arabia would be a really good... Imagine the story potential you have with that concept. Putting Scooby and Shaggy in the gang in Arabia. When it's just Scooby and Shaggy, and they're going to be royal food testers, and they wind up eating all the rulers' food, and they're being chased, and then Shaggy gets mistaken for a woman because he's in a disguise, and has to tell stories to get out of the situation. And we wind up getting literally a Aladdin story that is literally Aladdin, just with the roles swapped. Instead of the male being a peasant, it's a woman, and it's a prince instead of a princess. Which is legit. It's legit Aladdin. You have, that's the thing. And then there's this other story that has it's like they're going on this adventure to find all these artifacts and everything. And it's the one guy's he thinks he's on a cruise, and it's part of the cruise and all that, but it's really not what this is at all. Here's the thing about these little stories, though. They have other Hanna-Barbera characters. The bad guy in the first story really looks like the villain from Wacky Racers, I think is what it's called. Is it Dick Dastardly? Is it something like that? I don't know. But it's that guy. It looks a lot like him, and I think it might be, but don't quote me on that. Yogi Bear is actually a fortune teller. Not fortune teller, a genie, with Boo Boo being his genie in training. And then in the other story, there's this gorilla, the Hanna-Barbera gorilla. I think you guys know. I don't know what his name is, but he's in it, and he's going on vacation and all that. Here's the thing: the fact is that Scooby-Doo was thrown in on top of it. Shouldn't have been the case. They should have been little Hanna-Barbera specials. You could have had the Scooby-Doo one with them being royal food testers as its own thing. You could have had the Aladdin type story as its own thing with Yogi Bear and all that, and then you could have had the other one as its own thing. So it's three little stories going on, and they're really not. It doesn't. Why the whole Scooby-Doo's name is attached to this, it's Scooby-Doo in Arabian Nights. I'm I don't get why that's what this goes for, because it's a very strange idea for this. I'm not gonna lie, why the heck do that and let what's going on go on in this? Because it's a strange concept. And the animation is a little weird to see the Scooby-Doo characters in this more. It's a little different from their other art styles, and it's really strange and just a bit distracting. And the fact is, yes, Scooby and Shaggy feel like Shaggy, and I'm mostly focusing on that with this review because that's the whole point. But the fact is, when it goes into this other stuff, don't get me wrong, the Aladdin story I actually did like. It was actually a lot of fun. I know it's not Aladdin, that's how I'm describing it. The first story that goes on, that's not the Scooby-Doo part, is actually really interesting, and I had a lot of fun with it, I will not lie, because it's actually kind of fun and kind of funny, and I have no problem with that. The second story, the other story that they had with the gorilla was really just, I really didn't feel it, really. Like, it was like, yeah, we're doing this, and I'm like, did we really need this though? Couldn't you have gotten like another more popular Hanna-Barbera thing to do? You could have like thrown a Flintstone story or something, or a Jetsons thing maybe would have been better than the whole other thing maybe. But I really think each one of these things should have been their own like separate like specials, like not compacted into one thing. I really don't think they should have done that. So if I have to rank the ones that I've seen so far, this one's definitely my least favorite. With Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood right under it, or above it, or whatever. And my favorite so far is Ghoul School. Our next one though is apparently what a lot of fans consider the best in the Scooby-Doo franchise, which is Scooby-Doo on Zombie Island, and I will get to that one. I was gonna talk about this movie a little bit more to pan out to 10 minutes. There's a lot with this though that just didn't resonate with me as well as I would have hoped. Because, like I said, putting Scooby-Doo in Arabia is a great idea, and there's so much that can be done with this. And the fact that so much could be done with this and much isn't done with this is very disappointing. Like, I won't lie, it's extremely disappointing to think that you could have done something really cool with this and could have done a really good mystery and stuff like that. Because later on in the line, Scooby-Doo does go to other exotic lands and countries and things like that. But the thing is with this, it just really doesn't work, in my opinion, because like you really aren't doing much. Don't get me wrong, almost everything in this is enjoyable on its own. It's just the fact that the last story is definitely not something that I want to sit and watch, really, because it's definitely more aimed towards a smaller audience. But it's nothing terrible, but it is the most annoying little part of it. The last story in this is really annoying. But the rest of it's pretty decent. The actual where it's Scooby-Doo stuff is nice. I do like it. What I thought when I was looking into this, I thought it was a crossover between it, which it kind of is, but I thought it was like a legitimate like crossover where I would like see Scooby-Doo with Boo Boo and Scooby-Doo with Yogi Bear, Boo Boo, and all that. I thought that's what we were going to get, but I think that would have been a cooler concept. Like, you could maybe had Scooby-Doo and Shaggy find the lamp, and they're the ones that get like Boo Boo, and that would have been cool. You could have done that, and they could have went on the adventure with the gorilla dude on the and that would have been. I think that could have. You could have brought all three of those stories together into one, and I think it would have been better of a concept. And you still could have had the royal food tester thing in there, even though the characters felt like themselves. I won't lie. Like Yogi Bear and Boo Boo felt like Yogi Bear and Boo Boo. Scooby and Shaggy felt like Scooby-Doo and Shaggy, even though they're put in these obscure positions. And I can't believe I'm talking up, since I'm trying to review every Scooby-Doo movie, and I can't believe I'm trying to talk about Yogi Bear and other things. It's really weird, though, to think what they did with this concept and what could have been achieved with way better and a lot more time and effort. Not that effort wasn't put into this, but if you would have actually thought about it and took a little more time to think on it, you could have done something much better with this concept. Not that I'm complaining. I have nothing wrong with this film. Well, I do have my problems, but like it's definitely not the worst of the movies I've seen. Now, the Scooby-Doo ones I've reviewed so far, this is the lower end of the barrel because it just didn't resonate with me as well as some of the other ones did. And this is the second one that I have watched for these reviews that I haven't seen going into it. The other one was Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood. Now, I'm excited to look at the next one, though, which is Scooby-Doo and Zombie Island, which I don't really need to rewatch for the review, but I'm going to, because it's one of my personal favorites. And if you don't love that movie and you're a Scooby-Doo fan, like, what's wrong with you? But let's hope we don't get into any terrible territory with some of these movies, which I guarantee we will, because I guarantee there are some really bad ones out there. Now, a lot of people have actually been asking me, like, there's a few little Scooby-Doo one-off specials, which people were saying, are you going to review those? Technically, I don't want to review those. Because even though, like, Scooby-Doo Goes Hollywood is technically not a movie, on every list when you go to Scooby-Doo movies, it's included. So it's kind of a similar situation when I did the Monster High things. But yeah, I don't know what to think. But that's all I have to say for this video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Linked on all my social medias and all that good stuff in the description. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.